Have you ever wondered how a digital camera works? In this vast, beautiful world of ours, these compact devices hold the power to freeze time, to capture moments and memories that we can revisit again and again. But how do they do it? How does a digital camera transform a fleeting scene into a static image? The answer lies in the intricate technology within these devices, a technology that mirrors the workings of our very own eyes. Just as our eyes perceive the world around us, digital cameras too interpret the world through their lenses. They capture light, color, and movement, converting these elements into digital records that we recognize as photographs. The digital camera, in essence, is a sophisticated electronic eye, a marvel of modern technology that has revolutionized the way we record and share our experiences. At the core of this process is the camera's sensor, a highly sensitive component that detects light and translates it into a digital format. Just as our eyes have light-sensitive cells known as rods and cones, the camera's sensor houses millions of tiny light-sensitive cells that respond to the light passing through the lens. Each of these cells, or pixels as they are commonly known, records a tiny fraction of the scene, which when combined, form the final image. From the moment you press the shutter button to the time the image appears on the screen, a series of complex processes takes place within the camera. The lens focuses the light onto the sensor converts the light into electrical signals, and these signals are then processed into an image that we can see and store. This is a simplified explanation, of course. The actual process is far more intricate and involves numerous components and processes, each playing a crucial role in the capture and creation of images. But understanding the basic concept is a good starting point, a window into the fascinating world of digital photography. Now let's delve into the fascinating mechanics behind these advanced devices. We'll explore the eye, heart, and brain of the camera, the processes of memory and storage, and the immense power of digital photography. So stay tuned as we reveal the secrets of these incredible machines. Firstly, it all starts with the lens, the camera's eye. Let's delve into the role of this integral component, the lens, in the art and science of photography. In the simplest terms, a lens is a carefully crafted piece of glass that focuses light. Just as our eyes focus light onto our retinas, the lens of a camera directs light onto the camera's sensor. This sensor, which we'll discuss more in a later scene, then captures the image. But here's where it gets interesting. The lens isn't just a passive conduit for light. It's an active participant in the creation of an image, shaping and defining what that image will ultimately look like. Think of a lens as a storyteller. Each lens has its own unique way of interpreting the world, its own unique perspective. Some lenses, like wide-angle lenses, tell sweeping, epic stories, capturing vast landscapes and cityscapes. Others, like telephoto lenses, tell intimate, focused stories, honing in on the tiniest details or bringing distant objects up close and personal. And then there are prime lenses with their fixed focal lengths. These are the no-nonsense straight-shooting lenses, delivering crisp, clear images with minimal distortion. But how does a lens actually change the image? A lot of it has to do with aperture, the adjustable opening in the lens that controls the amount of light entering the camera. A wide aperture lets in a lot of light and creates a shallow depth of field, giving you those beautifully blurred backgrounds. A narrow aperture, on the other hand, lets in less light but gives you a deeper depth of field, keeping more of your scene in focus. So you see, the lens does much more than just focus light. It's a powerful tool that photographers use to shape their images, to tell their stories in their own unique way. So the lens is essentially the first step in capturing a great photo. After the lens, the image sensor plays a crucial role. Now we're delving into the heart of the camera, the image sensor. This, my friends, is where the magic happens. Think of the image sensor as an electronic canvas. When light, shaped by the lens, hits the sensor, it doesn't simply bounce off. Instead, it interacts with the sensor in a fascinating way. This sensor is filled with millions of tiny elements, or pixels, each one acting as a sort of bucket that collects light. Now imagine this. Every pixel on the sensor is like a tiny light meter, reading the intensity and color of the light that strikes it. There's a real symphony happening here, with each pixel playing its part. The result is a mosaic of light and color data, a raw and unprocessed version of the image you've captured. But how does this sensor convert light into an electronic signal? It's all down to a marvel of modern technology known as the photodiode. Each pixel on your sensor has one of these. When light hits the photodiode, it causes an electric charge to build up. The more light that strikes it, the greater the charge. So in essence, the photodiode is translating light into electricity. And what about color? Well, each pixel is covered by a color filter, usually arranged in a Bayer pattern. This filter allows each pixel to record just one color, red, green, or blue. The camera then uses this information to interpolate the other colors, creating a full color image. Finally, the camera's processor steps in. It reads the electrical signals from the sensor, interpreting the data from each pixel. It's like reading a musical score, with each note representing a pixel's data. It's a complex process, but at its heart is the humble image sensor. It's the bridge between the world of light and the world of digital data. Without it, the camera would merely be a device that manipulates light, but with it, the camera becomes a tool that captures and immortalizes moments. With the sensor, the camera can start to make sense of the image. So, in the next scene, we'll explore this process further when we delve into the brain of the camera. Next up, the image processor, the brain of the camera. A vital component that often gets overlooked in the discussion of digital photography, the image processor is responsible for transforming raw electronic signals into an image that we can perceive and appreciate. Think of the image processor as an artist. The sensor, which we discussed in the previous scene, captures light and color data, much like an artist would observe a beautiful landscape. This data, however, is just a jumble of electronic signals that our eyes wouldn't recognize as an image. It's the image processor's job to take these signals and translate them into a picture that makes sense to us. The image processor works by applying a series of complex algorithms to the data. These algorithms are designed to interpret the color, brightness, and contrast of the electronic signals. They adjust these elements to create the best possible image. In essence, the image processor is the camera's very own digital artist, painting with light and color to produce a stunning photograph. Moreover, the image processor also plays a significant role in how quickly a camera can take and process images. A fast processor can take in more data in less time, allowing for rapid-fire photography or capturing high-resolution images at a swift pace. This speed is particularly useful in action photography where every millisecond counts, and in high-resolution photography where large amounts of data need to be processed. Additionally, the image processor also handles noise reduction. Noise, in digital photography, is the appearance of color artifacts within an image, often seen in low-light conditions. A powerful image processor can reduce this noise, resulting in cleaner, sharper images. So while the lens and sensor may be the eyes of the camera, capturing the world as they see it, it's the image processor that interprets and translates this vision into something we can understand and appreciate. It's the artist that takes raw data and transforms it into a work of art. The image processor is the key to turning light and color into a beautiful photograph. And that's the brain of the camera for you, an unsung hero in the world of digital photography. Once processed, the image needs a place to be stored. Now, this is where memory and storage come into play. You see, your camera, much like your computer, has a place to hold all its vital information. This is the internal memory. It's the camera's personal storage unit, where it keeps everything it needs to function, including the firmware that tells the camera how to operate, and where it stores images temporarily after they've been taken. However, the internal memory is often quite limited, which is why most digital cameras come with slots for memory cards. These memory cards serve as an expandable storage unit for your camera, acting as a warehouse for your photos and videos. Think of it like this. If the internal memory is the camera's pocket, the memory card is its backpack, allowing it to carry a lot more information. Now you might be wondering, what's the difference between these types of memory and why does it matter? Well, the internal memory is like the camera's short-term memory. It's faster and more easily accessible, but it can't hold a lot of data. The memory card, on the other hand, is like the camera's long-term memory. It's a bit slower to access, but it can store a lot more data. The type of memory card you choose can also impact the performance of your camera. Some cards are faster at writing data than others, which means your camera can save photos more quickly. This can be particularly important if you're shooting in burst mode or recording high-resolution video. And there we have it. After your camera has captured the light, processed it into an image and stored it safely away in its memory, your photo is finally ready to be viewed. Whether you're capturing a fleeting moment or creating a work of art, Your camera is there every step of the way, making sure that every pixel is in its right place. The image is now safely stored, ready for you to view and share. And remember, the magic of photography is not just in the capturing of the image, but in the memories that it holds. So go forth and create, because every picture tells a story and you're the author of yours. So, what makes digital photography so powerful? Well, let's delve into that. Imagine this. You're standing in the middle of a bustling city or atop a serene mountaintop. You take a moment, frame the scene, and with a simple click, you've captured that slice of time forever. But with digital photography, the magic doesn't stop there. The power of digital photography lies in its flexibility and immediacy. With a digital camera, you can instantly view your images, checking the focus, composition, and exposure right on the spot. No more waiting for film to develop. You can make sure you've got the shot you want then and there. Beyond instant gratification, digital photography offers a wealth of post-processing opportunities. With digital images, you can play with colors, fix exposure, crop out unwanted elements, and even add filters. You can transform an average photo into a work of art with just a few clicks. Now, let's talk about sharing. In the past, photos were a personal experience, shared with a select few. But with digital photography, your images can reach a global audience in a matter of seconds. You can share your work on social media platforms, through email, or even create a stunning online portfolio. Digital photography also makes it possible to preserve your images in a way that traditional film can't. With digital storage, your photos are safe from the wear and tear that physical photos often experience. You can make multiple copies, back them up on different devices, and even store them in the cloud. This way, your memories are preserved for generations to come. The power of digital photography is vast. It's more than just capturing a moment. It's about making that moment last, manipulating it to reflect your vision, and sharing that vision with the world. Digital photography has truly revolutionized the way we capture and share our world. So there you have it, the magic behind how a digital camera works. We've embarked on a fascinating journey, exploring the ins and outs of this brilliant piece of technology. The world we capture through the lens is only the beginning of an intricate process that takes place within the camera. Our journey began with the lens, the camera's eye, if you will. It's the lens that first interacts with the world, capturing light and forming an image. This image is then passed on to the image sensor, the heart of the camera. The sensor, with its millions of tiny photodiodes, converts the light into an electrical signal. It's a remarkable process that allows us to capture the world in all its vivid detail. Next, we delved into the brain of the camera, the image processor. It's here that the electrical signals from the image sensor are converted into a digital image. The processor takes care of the heavy lifting, adjusting color, balancing light, reducing noise, and so much more. It's like a tiny artist, tirelessly working to make your photos look their best. Finally, we touched on memory and storage. Once the image processor has worked its magic, the final image is stored in the camera's memory. Whether it's a fleeting moment or a breathtaking landscape, every image you capture is safely tucked away, ready to be relived at any moment. The power of digital photography lies in this combination of lens, image sensor, image processor, and memory. Each component plays a vital role, working in harmony to capture the world as we see it. Next time you snap a photo, remember the incredible technology that makes it all possible. And that's the end of our journey through a digital camera. Thank you for taking the time to explore the fascinating world of digital photography with us. We've peeked through the lens, delved into the heart, and uncovered the brain of these incredible devices. We've also discovered the power of digital photography and the role of memory and storage in capturing and preserving our precious moments. Now that you have a deeper understanding, we hope it ignites a spark of curiosity within you. Why not pick up a camera and start experimenting? There's a whole world out there waiting to be captured through your unique perspective. Remember, photography is not just about capturing moments, it's about making those moments timeless. So go ahead, make memories and tell your story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Stay curious and keep exploring the world through your lens.